Hi everybody, my name is Gene. I'm a graphic designer and an illustrator. I've been working in the industry for about 15 years now. And today we're going to look at some oil pastels and different techniques and ways to dilute the oil pastels. So grab some pastels and let's get started. So we're going to talk now about what the best way is to dilute oil pastels. Now, one of the great things about oil pastels is that they are made of the same basic materials as oil-based paint. So much of the same techniques you use in oil painting, you're going to be able to use in pastels, but the application is a little different. So I have a little bit of paint thinner here that I got at my local hardware store. You might want to get the paint thinner from an art store rather than a hardware store, because what that's going to do for you is make it a little less strong. It's going to be a little weaker from an art store. I just really like the hardcore paint thinner. I like the smell of it. It smells fantastic. Then you're going to want to grab a blending tortillon and just go ahead and dunk that right in the paint thinner, because what that'll do is when you start blending, as you can see here, you can see that over here in the purple we have a bunch of like dots and ridges where the pastel has drawn across the paper, and the paper has some relief to it, it has some texture. And once we apply the paint thinner, you can also do this with a paint brush, although I recommend something that you can use to actually mix the pastel as you're going. You can see this fills in all of the gaps right here, because now the oil paint is actually a little bit thinner. We've diluted it some, and it almost acts as though it's an oil paint. But anyway, that's probably one of the best ways that you can dilute oil pastels without too much effort. So there you go, guys. That's just one way that you can dilute your oil pastels, and it makes them a little easier to work with, but it's also a little different to work with. So just be mindful of what you're doing when you dilute them, because it's going to turn into a little bit of a different kind of medium for you. And if you're not careful, the whole thing can turn to mud and it can become a mess really quickly. So just be mindful of what you're doing. Try it a few times first before you do it on a real serious work. All right, guys, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.